Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! I am your host, Santa Riley, joined, of course, by my wonderful co-host. You know, she doesn't really have the spirit of Christmas in her heart, but I believe we could turn her around with enough kindness and love. Say hello to Kathy Scrooge, Ebenezer Kathy.
What the fuck am I supposed to say?
Marley was dead. Dead as a doornail. You ever read A Christmas Carol, Kathy?
Uh, no.
Of course you've read a fucking
I,
Christmas
I, I
Carol.
I watched The Grinch when I was a kid, and I sided with The Grinch.
But at the end, the Grinch hearts grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah, that's when The Grinch became cringe. It's a lesson about peer pressure.
Wow. All right, gamers. Merry Christmas. I've decided this is coming out on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas to all. Um, Today we're talking about a nice Christmas movie called Christmas Cupid. This is an ABC Family original film. The only reason I know this exists is because it was playing at work once, and like I sit way in the back, so like I couldn't see it unless I like stuck my neck up to look. So I think I saw about like a collective half hour of the movie, but it was not the same. It was not half hour in a row. It was like I'd look up for a couple minutes, then I'd have to do something, then I'd look up for a couple minutes, and it was like there were a couple of jokes that made me chuckle during the time that I was looking up. So I'm like, maybe this is a good movie. So I I decided we were going to review it on this podcast. Now the quick and dirty plot of this film is there's the girl who works at a PR firm. Her name is Sloane. And she's all about business. She doesn't care about her friends or her family or love.
I
Her
also want to
whole
mention she's like a huge dick.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. She doesn't care about her friends or family or love. She just cares about working. She's the big PR firm girl. She doesn't care if she hurts her family, her friends, her employees. She doesn't care. She's just there to move up in the world. She's fucking her boss so that she can become the vice president. She's neglecting her mom. She's making her employees work on Christmas, and it's all bad. But then one day, one of her clients, a girl named Caitlin, a celebrity, she dies. She chokes on the olive from a martini at a party and dies. She comes back as a ghost. And when Caitlin comes back as a ghost, she tells Sloane that she's going to be visited by 3 ghosts each night at midnight. And they're the ghosts of Xmas past. They're spiritual representations of her ex-boyfriends, one from the past, one from the present, and one from the future. Ooh. And the movie is about Sloane going through these ghosts, reconnecting with her old college love, Patrick, and getting into some wacky ghost shenanigans with Caitlin along the way. And that's the movie. Listen, at least I didn't make you watch Ghosted: The Spirit of Christmas. That movie sucked, and I watched it for a podcast that didn't happen.
To be fair, I didn't complete. It's not the worst thing that you've made me watch.
What's the worst thing I've made you watch? Oh, Pokemon.
Yes, it will forever be Pokemon.
How fun! I can't believe you just like despise. I get you don't like it, but I can't believe you just like absolutely despise it and all that it stands for now. It's just like the worst thing when we met because we were both fans of it.
It's well, this video isn't about Pokemon, is it?
Well, what I kind of want to have that conversation though. It sounded like you were about to go into it, and then you were like, "Oh, that's not what this video is about." The video does not have to stay on topic the whole time. What were you about
I
to
don't
say?
want to talk about the Pokemon, all right?
Why not?
Because then all the comments are going to be angry at me.
No, first of all, we don't get comments, especially not on ABC Family original movie Christmas Cupid. But okay, well, Kathy's not gonna crack. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with her like she's Mo Diggity. Um, so how did you feel about this movie, Kathy? Give me your general thoughts. You said this isn't the worst thing I've made you watch. Elaborate. What are your general feelings? What did you like? What did you not like?
I think
What's
this is a
Kathy's
very
opinion?
shitty movie, but I think it has some things to like about it.
Like what? Give us your positives. That's what I'm more interested. Like I want to know what you liked about this film.
Like, I liked that it wasn't so bad that it made me want to tear my eyeballs out. So
Fair.
That's definitely a positive.
That's about it for positives. Fair enough.
I think, like, I don't know. I thought, like, some of the camp was pretty okay.
Yeah, I think this movie was a very like fun, campy, silly Christmas movie. A bit raunchy too, and I'm into raunchy comedy. I know Kathy really isn't a lot of the time. She hated Deadpool because there were breasts in the movie.
No, I hated it. I hated it because it was bad. Also, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was below average.
Fair enough. I just remember you having a very deep sticking point about there being breasts in the movie and that being a negative point. But yeah, I think this movie was very fun. A lot of the jokes hit for me. The joke again, I like raunchy comedy. Kathy does not as much. She probably hates all of the jokes that I loved. But the main joke the main two jokes that I heard while it was playing at work that attracted me to the film. And there really were only like one or two other jokes that got me this good, so I was kind of wrong. I was hoping it would be like just that the whole movie, but it was still pretty charming when it wasn't making like banger jokes. But the two jokes that attracted me to it were when Sloane admits that she slept with Brad, and then Caitlin calls her a slut, and then the cheerleader squad starts cheering. She put out. So that was good. That got me to laugh at my work desk. And then there was the herpes medication altercation, where Caitlin's like, "I was gonna pay for it, but the pharmacist was really hot, and it was embarrassing."
Yeah,
Those
I'm
are
gonna be completely honest.
go ahead.
I wasn't paying complete attention to this movie.
I believe it.
It wasn't the top of my priority list. So
Wow, our movie review podcast isn't in the top of your priority list. Like, come on, Ida or Kathy, Jesus.
well, the thing about this movie is it's bad, and it doesn't try to be anything that it isn't. It doesn't make me think that it thinks it's good.
Kathy,
What?
stop writing your study or whatever the fuck you're doing
I'm
on the
playing.
podcast. Well, stop. I can hear your keyboard. You can't play Krunker.
But it's crunking time.
No, it's fine if I can't hear it, but like you are making noise that will ruin the podcast. So stop.
Fine.
But so this movie had a fun, wacky cast of characters. There's Sloane, who's our Ebenezer Scrooge stand-in, and she's a massive bitch at the beginning of the movie, and then slowly the bitch shell is broken down before she makes like a really big bitch decision that makes it seem like she's the worst again, and then
I
she
mean, he does
realizes that that was a
bad
bad
bitch.
bad thing. Go ahead.
He does have bad bitch energy.
Yeah, it's bad bitch. It is not good bitch energy like Juliet from Rodeo and Juliet had. She was not using her bitchitude for the powers of good like Juliet was. She was using her bitchitude for evil. But it was some powerful energy. I will give it that. Um, then there was Caitlin. I love Caitlin a lot.
Hate
The
Kate.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I hate Caitlin.
Why do you hate Caitlin?
I just don't like her.
She's fun. She's a fun, wacky ghost. She's a she gets drunk all the time. She's a silly goose.
How the fuck does a ghost get drunk?
Listen, life finds or I guess death finds a way in this case.
I really liked, what was her ex-boyfriend's name? Jack or something?
Sloane's ex-boyfriend, which one?
Uh,
The premise of the movie is that she's visited by multiple ex-boyfriends. You got to be specific.
Not like the one that's a dick.
Oh, the mean guy who works with her. His name was Jason.
Yeah, I like that guy.
He was funny. That was a joke that really hit me. I actually saw this one at work too. Now that I remember right, where he comes into the office and he's like, "You got the promotion," and she's like, "Really? Oh my god!" And he's like, "No." I was lying. I I was spreading misinformation.
Just to kind of be a dick.
Yeah, and then she goes out there and she sticks it to him, and that was also a good girl boss moment. I was into it. I can still hear the crunker, Kathy. You're trying to be subtle about it. I can hear you trying to do it quieter, but I can still hear it.
Hold on. Fine. Time to put the crunker away.
Yeah, put the crunk. It's no longer crunkin' time. But what are the other characters? There's the best friend whose name I do not remember because I'm bad at remembering names a lot of the time. But she was a good character. She's the unfortunate victim best friend of any like rich bitch like this, where it's like, yeah, you're like my poor friends, who I sometimes trifle with when I'm bored. Uh,
Do you
Go ahead.
remember that fucking scene where she parks in handicapped parking space?
That was a joke I didn't notice at work, and I noticed this time. That was really fucking funny. When she parks in the handicap space, and the girl's like, hey, you parked in the handicap space, and then she just starts limping, and the girl's like, oh, I'm sorry.
That was pretty funny.
That was really fucking good. The other joke that got me this time that I didn't notice last time is in the very beginning of the movie where she's talking to like her assistant or whatever on the phone, and he's talking about having the doves fly. And she's like, all the doves will die in the heat light, idiot, dumbass. Do something else. And then when she gets off the phone, he's like, get me some heat resistant doves. That got me. I was not expecting heat resistant doves.
Yeah.
I think the thing is this premise has been done to death. Like at work that day, like I think the theme was just like my supervisor was just playing like every movie that she knew of that just was the Christmas Carol, and there was a lot of them. Like the other one that I remember watching some of was Scrooged. I believe that was a Bill Murray starred in that. I think people know about that movie. And it's just the Christmas Carol, but he's like a businessman in the 90s instead of Ebenezer Scrooge. And this one is it's Christmas Carol, but it's a businesswoman in the 2010s doing it. And it's
Yeah, but
ex-boyfriends instead of just random ghosts.
this movie is like 10 times worse, though.
Have you seen Scrooged?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I haven't watched all of Scrooged. I just like caught a couple bits at work. It seems like it was a pretty good movie. I mean, Bill Murray is a very talented man, so I would not be shocked if this movie, on the back of Bill Murray alone, was a higher quality than this ABC Family original picture. But I had a good time. Like, there's nothing particularly special about this film. Like, there's nothing that's like, oh my god, this is so good, bro. But it's like, it was a good popcorn flick. There's some chuckles. There's some good times. There's some feels. Occasionally, it was a good experience. I would say it's the kind of it's a kind of nice thing to lose yourself in Christmas. Just like a good old Christmas popcorn flick.
Christmas is terrible.
Oh, you hate. Listen, you hate dogs, so I don't respect your opinion on anything. And now I know you hate Christmas, which makes it worse.
I like Halloween.
Okay, at least you're that based about that, but the rest of it is bad. What is there to hate about Christmas?
Joy, giving, other people being happy.
Why are you just so dark-sided? Why are you a fucking Reddit incel?
I'm not a fucking incel.
I know you're not an incel, but you have the mannerisms and general personality and feeling about the world that a Reddit incel would have.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're like, I can't be happy, so why does everybody else get to be happy? I hate joy. I hate when other people are happy. I hate things that bring joy, like dogs and Christmas.
But those things are annoying and they don't bring joy to me.
How does a dog not bring joy? I don't understand how you could be in the presence of a dog and not have joy. He's just a big fluffy friend, and he wants to love you. He's an unconditional pal, buddy, good boy. You can look at a dog. You can encounter a dog that you've never met before, and that dog will be like, "Oh, new friend." It's great. Dogs are great.
Dogs don't love you. They're not smart enough to love.
They do love. It's their own primitive version of love. They become attached to a human who raises them, and then they long for that human's company. when that human returns home from work or school, they're like, oh my god, he's back. It's like
They're
it's
so annoying.
it's great. Dogs are wonderful.
No,
They're just such pure, sweet creatures. I don't understand how anybody could hate them. You
I
just hate
don't.
all animals because of your like sapio bullshit, where you're like, oh, they're not smart, so they don't matter.
That's not true. I like dolphins.
Yeah, because they're smart.
Exactly.
You hate any animal that you cannot like attach intelligence to.
Dolphins.
Sometimes dumb things are cute. And also
No.
dogs and cats and stuff are very
You
smart in
don't
their
think
own way.
dolphins are cute?
Dolphins are very cute. I'm glad that you like dolphins. You should just also like the other animals. You
I
like
like elephants.
pigs? Pigs are very smart.
No,
What's wrong with pigs?
I like elephants.
Elephants are pretty cool. They're big boys.
Yes,
So I'm trying to think of some aspects we can discuss about this film. Do you feel like Sloane deserved the happy ending? Because I think there's an argument to be made that maybe she doesn't actually.
I think she does.
It's just like I think about it and I'm like, imagine you ask somebody out on a date and they go on the date with you and then somebody else proposes to them while you're on the date and they say yes and ignore you for the rest of the evening. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's why I like her.
Oh, because you like when people are evil. So you're a big fan of Sloane. But she becomes good by the end.
Yeah,
Again, the same thing as Grinch.
that's what I don't like about her.
Her heart her heart threw 3 sizes that day. Her heart grew 3 sizes that day, man. It's a beautiful tale.
That was the Grinch, not Scrooge.
Her breasts were also significant size.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
I mean, she flaunts them in a scene. There's like a whole bit about it where she takes her shirt off in the car, and then like the entire public just starts leering at her, like it's not like disgusting and creepy to do so.
Oh,
And she's just like, "Merry Christmas, everybody."
I don't really remember that, but that's disgusting.
She has a bra on. By this is an ABC Family original film. She does not get completely topless, but she like has to change her outfit rapidly, like on the way to the Christmas party or something. So she just takes her shirt off in the car, and then some dude who's in the car with like his girlfriend or wife just like looks over at her and starts leering, and then his wife like punches him in the arms, like, "Hey!" And then we see that everybody's staring at her, and she's just like, "Merry Christmas, everybody." She just kind of embraces it.
Remember that guy who asked her out in high school?
Oh, what a tragedy! What a sad character. He
I
just
wish
walks over and he starts trying to ask her out. He's being awkward about it and he's beating around the bush. And then fucking Brad just shows up like, "Hey babe, you want to go to the dance?" And she's like, "Yeah."
I wish I was asked out in high school.
Well, Kathy, you weren't a slay girl boss queen yet.
No, I was kind of like the evil one.
You were anarcho-communist back then. You were a hero, really.
No, I was not.
Yeah, you were. You can't erase that from history, Kathy. That was publicized on podcasts.
Don't remind me. Don't remind people of my cringe days, Riley.
Those are beautiful days. You were a hero.
I see the light now.
Well, I'm not saying I'm an anarcho-communist. I'm just like normally socialist, but like
No,
it was kind of
Riley,
based.
there's no difference between a socialist and a communist.
Yes, but there's a difference between just believing in socialist policy and being an anarcho-communist. I think they're like two very different ends of what is the same spectrum, but like they're separated.
I don't. I think you're like basically a radical leftist.
I'm not even a full socialist either. Like I don't think a full socialist or communist society would work. I just like policies that are taking steps towards wealth equality.
You're definitely way to the right of me. I mean, left.
For sure, because you are authoritarian right, which to me is just basically a synonym of evil. So,
How am I evil, Riley?
People who are on the authoritarian right are usually just generally evil. Maybe you're not as evil because you are trans, so I guess you probably aren't like
Because I'm trans,
disgustingly transphobic and homophobic.
Riley.
B-
Just because
yes.
I'm trans doesn't mean I'm not transphobic.
Well, if you don't think that trans people should be allowed to exist, then how can you be trans?
I never said I don't think they should be allowed to exist.
Well, that's when I say like disgustingly transphobic, I mean like the people on the right who are like all trans people are pedophiles and should die.
I
Like
do
that's
think,
go ahead.
I do think there are a lot of pedophiles that are gay.
I mean, such a correlation probably does exist, but it's not as major as they would make you believe.
I'm just gonna ask this question right here. Do you
Hmm.
think society would be better if we banned gay people?
Of course not.
I ask myself that question every day.
Let's not get too deep into Kathy's gonna get canceled territory.
I don't think they should be banned, by the way. I just think maybe they should be monitored more.
Monitored. You're digging a hole. Let's start filling this hole in. Stop digging deeper.
All right, then.
I want to say Andrew, who's the boss she's having sex with, who
I'm sorry.
proposes to. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, who? Riley?
Yeah, Andrew. Famous issue crew member, Angel from Hell Zero, who's in this film. He no, but this Andrew character, he's an asshole. He cheats on Sloane with a blonde, more than one blonde.
For
Then
the record, I do want to say that's a true stereotype.
it is a true stereotype. It's also funny that it's like the most like cartoonish exchange about cheating ever to exist, and I love it a lot. When she like slaps him, and he's like, "What was that for?" And she was like, "The blood," and he was like, "Which one?" And she's like, "There was more than one."
I mean,
that that was good.
for the
I don't e-
record,
I don't even remember Sarah's name.
for the
For the
record,
record.
like, nerd girls really do hate blonde chicks. Like, I never got to be on the fucking cheerleading team.
Well, to be fair, Sloane is far from a nerd chick. She's just a bad bitch who isn't blonde.
Okay, that's true, but still, I hate blondes.
Oh, that's why you hate Caitlyn, because you hate blondes. Okay.
I don't hate blonde men because that would be stupid.
Oh, you probably also don't like Caitlyn because she utilizes her breasts for a joke. Not that we get to see them, but just the concept of breasts in a film is so off-putting to you.
I mean, to be fair, she is dead,
That's true.
but
That
still,
was it made me chuckle, but like it's such like a dumb premise. Like what is the point of that? Like yeah, she can't there's a million ways you can prove that he can't see you. It seems so weird that the pulling up your shirt is the go-to way.
I
Like
mean,
if he's not reacting to my breast, that he must not see me.
to be fair, it worked.
It did work. It did prove beyond a reasonable doubt to Sloane that she in fact could not be seen by him. Because he would have been all over that. We all know his affinity for for blondes.
Yeah,
Also, I think that actor played a really good evil Santa Claus.
I don't.
Like I love it. I guess he wasn't evil, but like he was a mean Santa Claus because she deserved it. And I really like how he played that character. And I believe it was the same actor, but I couldn't tell. Like he does play like the reveal works.
I mean, it does, but
Did you know immediately or no?
it does, but at the same time, I don't care about this movie enough to care about the reveal.
That's fair. I just think it is a point to the talent of that actor that he very well portrayed this Santa character and did not make it obvious at all that he was the same guy as Andrew. Like I think that was played quite well. The cast of this movie does a good job. Like this is some very good casting for I can't stress enough a fucking ABC Family
Oh, come on,
original
you thought
film.
the acting was good?
It was good. What was bad about the acting? I think it was all pretty believable.
Everything. Like, it's just not good
It was campy. Like it's not trying to be real, but like I think the characters worked very well, and I like how they were portrayed.
Uh, let me recast this movie. Bryan Cranston as
Every
everybody.
character. Yeah. That would be a 10 out of 10 film.
It's like what they did in that one movie. It's called like Nigel or something.
What if they did a Breaking Bad Christmas Carol? You're gonna be visited by 3 ghosts, bitch.
Yo,
Jesse, what the
Mr.
fuck are you talking about?
Yo, Mr. White, you're gonna be visited by like 3 ghosts.
That's ridiculous. I'm surprised there was not a Christmas episode of Breaking Bad. There's a Christmas episode of like every TV. No matter how like drama deep it is, there usually is like at least one Christmas episode.
There's a Christmas episode of Bojack, but it's not like it's weirdly not even like in the main thing.
Yeah, there's a Christmas special, right?
Yeah, and it's weirdly like not even in a season.
Yeah, isn't it like the Horsing Around Christmas special? Like it's not even BoJack, is it?
It's just literally an episode of horsing around.
But yeah, what else with this movie? We have hit 30 minutes, so like we can go to wrap up questions soon. As long as we hit like a 40-minute podcast, I'm satisfied. Or like even 30. But I'm trying to think of any more aspects I want to discuss before I call it. How'd you feel about Patrick?
Who is Patrick again?
The guy she ends up with, who she does that awful thing to
Yeah,
beforehand.
cool, I guess.
He
He's
he was good. I like that he was like that. He had that relationship with that hospital kid. Like that definitely proved to me that like this is a good ass man.
I don't even remember
Sloane
that.
does not deserve that man.
For the record, I literally just watched this today.
That's true. You did. There was one little scene where he works at the hospital. We know that, but like there's one little scene where like he's talking to like a sick child who's staying at the hospital. And he's saying like you got to get to bed so Santa can come because it was like Christmas Eve, and like he had this rapport with this child, and it was really sweet. And it was like, oh, what a pure boy. Sloane does not deserve such a pure boy.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, Sloane is redeemed by the end. Like I make jokes. There's some pretty awful shit that maybe if somebody did in real life, I wouldn't necessarily forgive them. But like within the context of this fiction, it was like, yeah, she learned her lesson. She she made things right. She gave those gift certificates out to help her friend. She let the crazy mom employee go home to be with her son, who she doesn't even know it's her son. She thinks it's her daughter. That's a funny thing. Is like she's trying to change, but like obviously this whole time she hasn't cared about shit. So like they make sure. That's actually kind of brilliant. Like that's a brilliant writing choice. The fact that like she's starting to try to care, but she never has before. So she's like, "Yeah, go be with your daughter," and she's like, "I have a
fucking
son
brilliant
actually."
writing choice. They're just trying to shoe in one more joke.
That maybe brilliant writing choice is overselling it a little bit, but I do like the concept of like, yeah, she's just now trying to care, but like she's got some learning to do because she didn't care before. I thought that was a fun writing choice to put that in there. But yeah, good movie at the end of the day. I think I feel exactly the same about this film as I do American Psycho. And
What the?
what? And no, not American Psycho 2. I'm sorry. My bad. I should have. I forgot to say 2. You kind of interrupted me before I could say 2. I feel exactly about this film how I did American Psycho 2, where like there's nothing special about it. There's nothing that makes it particularly great, but like it was really fun. I had fun. What did I give American Psycho 2? Did I give it a 6.5?
You want me to check the website?
Yeah, check the website. What's the website so other people can also check all that it has to offer?
Issue Crew Movies, all lowercase, no space, .neocities.org, and you gave American Psycho 2 a 6.5.
Okay, that's what I thought. Spoilers, that's what I'm gonna give this movie. But let's do the other wrap-up questions first. By the way, I just realized during BoJack we did not do our first wrap-up question, which is what character you want to fuck. So let's make up for that now. What character do you want to fuck in BoJack Horseman, Kathy?
I don't fucking know.
Vincent Adult Man.
No, definitely.
He, he's so manly with all of his business transactions.
I'm gonna say it's Todd because Aaron Paul's hot.
That's fair. That's more than fair. Uh so I'm sure people are expecting me to say an animal because I've made it no secret that I'm kind of a furry a little bit. But the animals
Yeah,
in BoJack Horseman are mostly not that attractive. Like Charlotte, maybe, but like it's Diane or maybe Sarah Lynn. No, it's Diane. Sarah Lynn's a honorable mention, but it's Diane. Uh, but anyway, now that we've made up for lost time there, let's talk about this film. I imagine you wanna fuck the asshole guy, Jason, the only character that you liked.
yeah.
Okay. Um, I would say Caitlin.
Okay.
She's great. Very
Who's
very
your
very
favorite
attractive
character?
actress. My favorite character is also Caitlin because she's a vibe, and I love all of her dialogue. She's just this like force of chaos that I love a lot. There's a lot of great jokes around her. She does a lot of funny, wacky ghost stuff. I'm into it. I'm into how they play the character. So I'm gonna give it to Caitlyn. I assume it's also gonna go the same way as who you'd fuck for you. You're gonna give it to Jason.
Wait, his name is Jason?
Yes, the not Jason the issue crew member, Jason the character from Christmas Cupid.
I would not fuck Jason, the issue crew member.
He must be heartbroken.
He's not losing out on much.
Fair, fair. But who's your favorite character in this film?
Um, yeah, Jason. Why not?
All right. Favorite scene?
Uh,
I think I think my favorite scene is there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of ones that I like. My favorite scene is probably maybe it's the beginning. Maybe heat resistant doves is my favorite part of this film. Like that, it's such a quotable line. Like I'm going to say heat resistant doves for the rest of my life. Like, and also it introduces us to who Sloane is, being a massive bitch. And then we get a really good joke. I'll give it to that. I'll give it to the heat resistant dove scene. But there's plenty of scenes I could give it to. That one
I'm,
is just like really quotable. What about you, Kathy?
I'm gonna give it to the fake injury scene.
That's fair. I almost want to change my answer, but like heat resistant doves is also very good. So yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
You forgot Riley. Forgot
Yes.
the 10 out of 10 thing. Again.
Oh, sorry. Fuck, I keep forgetting. Yeah, so I already spoiled. I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. What about you, Kathy?
Um, Giving it negative 3.5.
Was your enjoyment of this film ironic? Just because of the handicap scene? Is that what those points are for?
It's like sprinkled throughout, but it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I can handle it.
Fair enough. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you
Wait, you
enjoy.
forgot to ask me what the next movie is.
Oh fuck, we do that. The last like three reviews we've recorded have been outside of our usual like back and forth movie thing, so I kind of forgot about that. What movie are we watching next week?
Okay, since I didn't hate this movie as much as I thought I would, I'm not gonna drop the nuke.
Okay, the nuke is saved for later. Thank God. What are we watching?
Um, we're gonna watch the Giancarlo Esposito drama movie called Gospel Hill.
Let's go, Gus Fring movie.
Yeah,
Gospel Hill. Do you know if that's available to watch anywhere mainstream, or am I gonna have to
no
sail the
fucking
seven
clue.
seas? Seven seas is what I meant to say.
I have no fucking clue. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Well, we'll figure it out. One, it'll be interesting to see what did he direct it? Did he write it? What was his role?
Correct. I know that for a fact.
He directed it. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. It's always interesting to see how actors operate in a directorial role. Um, yeah, it's always really cool. Like I like when I hear actors that I like directed something. It's like, oh, that's really cool. That's a very different thing. And I'm glad they kind of get to experience both sides of the spectrum, and it's always interesting to see how they do. So yeah, I'll be interested to see if this Juan Carlo Esposito directed film is good. Is he in the film as an actor too, or is he just the director?
Yes, he's in the film as an actor.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't necessarily ruin anything. There's been plenty of. I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where the director was the main actor, but I've seen a show where the director was the main actor. Like I think Josh Peck directed an episode of Drake and Josh once.
I know he's in the movie, but I don't think he's the main character.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to think of other examples of like stuff I've seen that's been directed by like an actor who's a main character in it. I guess the actors who played Bulk and Skull in Power Rangers directed a bunch of episodes at some point. It's always interesting. You see that name in the credits as a director that you know as like an actor, and you're like, oh, I didn't know they did that. That's sick. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Gospel Hill turns out. But
I
Kathy,
hope it's good.
you have nothing to plug, I assume.
Nothing except the website, which I already did.
Fair enough. You need to get more things, Kathy. Have a YouTube channel again.
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Do something, Dan. It feels weird that I have to put nothing to link in the like credit area of the description when everybody else has a link.
Have you started putting the website in the...
Oh, you know what? I don't think I've been putting it in the description first of all. I'm gonna do that. But I guess also I'll just make that your credit. Instead of nothing to link, it'll just be the Issue Crew movie website.
Oh no, that feels weird.
I mean, I did literally used to link the playlist to the Riely and Eda movie review podcast, not the Riely Live movie review podcast starring me and you. I don't know, man. It just feels weird to have nothing to link there. Just make a Twitter. You don't even have to use it. Just make one.
Oh, fuck no, especially what's going on right now.
Just make an @Kathy Issue Crew Twitter. And just never
No.
use it.
I don't want... No.
Oh, fuck you. You don't like Elon Musk either? I thought I was just a leftist that don't like him.
No, I fucking hate Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a fucking...
Oh, yeah, you hate Elon Musk because he says he's a computer scientist and you are one, and you don't think he is one. Yeah, I remember now.
Elon Musk is the only thing I agree with the left on.
Fair. Listen, it's a good place to agree. No, I love Elon Musk. He's based. Elon Musk is
cringe.
Elon Musk is a hero.
I also don't think he should have banned Kanye.
He shouldn't have banned Kanye. That's true. There's a few decisions I don't agree with. Maybe he's not as based as I thought. I just don't hate him. Like, even when he makes weird decisions running Twitter, it's like, people are like, Elon Musk is the worst, and he's gonna doom us all, and he's a bad man. And I'm just like, Elon Musk. Like, I say he's based as a joke because it pisses people off, but it's just like, yeah, I feel no strong opinions one way or the other on Elon Musk. I was glad that he bought Twitter because he was going to enforce free speech, and he has not enforced free speech 100%. However, he has enforced free speech more so than the original Twitter moderators did. So he's earned some points, but he's not been as based as he purported to be. He did ban Kanye.
What do you think of what Kanye said? Do you think he's a Nazi?
I mean, he said he likes Hitler. So, like, yeah. He went on fucking Alex Jones. He's like, I love Hitler, man. Like, I think that's pretty much, like, is a Nazi. Like, I don't think there's a question anymore. Like, you can be anti-Semitic without being a Nazi, but once you go on Alex...
Anti-Semitic.
What?
Come on.
What do you mean, come on? Explain to me how Kanye West is not anti-Semitic,
Not
please.
getting into this at all. Not touching this with a 10-foot pole on stream.
You can't just say these things and then not justify them.
Everybody. This is the end.
It's not the end. Tell us about Kanye West, Kathy.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
No.
Are you about to become Kanye?
No. Shut up.
Are you about to have a yay moment?
End the fucking
formerly known as a Nick Cannon moment?
End the fucking recording.
It's funny how nobody talks about Nick Cannon anymore, because he did like the same thing.
Recording.
No. I'm gonna keep talking about Nick Cannon. He said the same thing. Nobody talks
I'm
about
leaving
it.
in like 2 seconds.
Not allowed.
I don't care.
All right. Good night, everybody. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.